Hello, everybody. I hope the day is going well. Our next session will be Diversity at ANU, 10 questions with 10 students. And so it'll be hosted by some current students. It's a topic that we take very seriously at ANU, and it should be a very important and very interesting presentation. So let's welcome them.
Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to ANU. I hope you're very excited to be here today. We've got a glorious spring day outside today, so a perfect day to be in the nation's capital. And we're delighted to have you all here for this morning's Diversity at ANU panel. We have actually 9 fabulous students behind me today, but they're here to answer 10 questions. Before we get into that, I'd just like to take a moment, importantly, to acknowledge that the Australian National University is located on the lands of the Ngunnawal and Ngambri peoples and pay respects to elders past and present. We acknowledge their continuing culture and extend that acknowledgement to the lands of all First Nations people, particularly for those of you who are live streaming today, the traditional owners of the places you're joining us from. And we also extend a very warm welcome to any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here with us today. So to start our presentation this morning, we're just going to briefly go along and introduce ourselves. So my name is Aidan. My pronouns are he, him. I'm the first year experience officer with the engagement and success team here at ANU. I grew up on beautiful Boonwurrung country down in South Gippsland in Victoria and came to ANU many years ago now as a regional student myself. And a fun fact about me is that in 2013, I was a runner-up in the Mr. ANU pageant.
All right, so good morning, everyone. My name's Ripley. My pronouns are they, them, and I grew up on the coastal coal mining town called Newcastle. And I really love it here at ANU because it's very genuinely diverse and inclusive. And my fun fact is that I was a circus performer before I came to ANU. So I'm going to pass the microphone down this way so our panelists can introduce themselves.
Thank you, Ripley. My name is Lily Law. I am a third-year student studying a Bachelor of Law with Honours in International Relations. I am a regional student coming from far north coast New South Wales on Bundjalung land, and my fun fact is that my parents grow avocados, but I don't actually like them.
Hey, I'm Stephanie. My pronouns are she, her. I'm originally from Jerilderie, which is a small town in the Riverina, and I'm also from a low SES background. I'm a final semester student studying arts and science, and my fun fact is I managed to kill a fake plant by watering it once.
Hi, my name is Hannah. I'm second year student studying Bachelor of International Relations, and I'm international student originally from South Korea. Fun fact about me is actually I've never been to the Southern Hemisphere before I came to ANU.
Thanks. Hi everyone, my name is Jasmine. I use she, her pronouns. I'm a postgrad student in psychology and I'm also an international student. My fun fact would be that I am a competitive dancer.
Hi everyone, my name is Gurisha. My pronouns are she, her. I'm pursuing Masters of Finance. I'm an Indian. That makes me an international student as well. And
thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Trishna Srinash and I'm from south of India and she's from northern part of India, which makes us diverse. And which makes me another international student, and I'm doing my Masters of Finance and I'm in my first semester. And the fun fact about me is that it's my first time traveling alone to another country and I'm living here by myself.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey Suda. My pronouns are she, her. I'm in my second year studying a Bachelor of Development Studies and Politics. My fun fact is that I have a 3-legged dog.
Hi everyone, I'm Sabiha. My pronouns are she, her. I am an international student from Sri Lanka, born and raised in Dubai. I'm in my final semester of my 4-year Arts and Development Studies degree, and my fun fact is I have been to every continent on the globe.
Hey everyone, my name's Ashley. I go by she, they pronouns. I'm a second year student studying a Bachelor of Information Technology, majoring in Artificial Intelligence and Cybersecurity. Grew up in Sydney, more recently from a farm on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. And my fun fact is that if I'm not working or studying, you can probably catch me down at the studio in Phillip practicing my pole dancing.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. So we're going to make this panel fun. That's the idea. So your first question, if we can go for the next slide, is... that would be good. Okay, yep. Okay, that's always good to build suspense. So, if you could wear only one type of shoes, what would you pick? So we have boots here, sneakers here, and sandals on this side. Okay, so we have an extremely sneaker-heavy group. All right, next question. So as a kid, did you mostly live in a house, an apartment or townhouse, or a farm or property? So does anyone, if anyone wants to put their hand up and very briefly share about where you grew up, if anyone's keen? Yep.
Yeah, I'm from South Korea, and actually in South Korea there's not much house or farm property, so all I have with the experience living is apartment, to be honest.
No, thank you. All right.
I grew up on my family's farm, as I mentioned. My parents are fifth generation farmers in sugarcane and avocados, and I loved growing up on a farm.
Yeah, I think we're all from different places in the world, right? That's pretty good. Okay, so which career would you rather have? A barista, public service, or astronaut? They're pretty strong options. Okay, any hands up for this one? Yep.
I think being in public service is a very great way to give back to the community, as we always take it from the community but never give it back. So yeah, working as a public servant is one of the way to do it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah?
Who wouldn't want to go to space and be called a space sailor? That's my only reason.
That's a strong reason. Okay. All right. This is a great question. So, if ANU was a Netflix category, what would it be? An understated, independent, dysfunctional family drama? A biographical tortured genius in the basement? Or a feel-good comedy with a clumsy but lovable lead character? Okay, would anyone like to elaborate on this one?
I think ANU's campus is the dark basement and we're all the geniuses.
Anyone else? Yep.
Yeah, so ANU is a massive community, and there's a lot of like sort of small communities within it. Things like the halls or different clubs and societies, and sometimes it feels like we're a massive family, but it's also like lots of different families, and there's lots of drama sometimes, but it keeps things really interesting, and it's a good time.
It's a good community, that's what we'll say. Okay, the easiest thing you have found at uni is getting good grades, making friends, or looking after yourself. Okay, we've got nearly a big split here. All right, who wants to speak to this one? Oh, yeah.
At ANU, there's a lot of opportunities, I think, particularly living in residential halls, to make a lot of good friends, and in classes, so I think that that's probably the easiest part.
Yeah, that's great. Anyone? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would choose this one because I can push myself into the extreme level so that I can challenge myself and explore who I am in academic field. So ANU was a perfect place for me to find out what my field is, actually.
Okay. What is the thing you have found most challenging, to flip the question? So we've got getting good grades, making friends, or looking after yourself. Oh, wow. Okay. All right, I'm going to start with this group over here. So who wants to speak to this one? Yep.
I think, I stood at the making friends for the last one because, as people mentioned, there's so many opportunities at ANU. If you say yes to opportunity, you'll make a lot of friends. And as a regional student coming here, not knowing anyone, not really being familiar too much with my courses, I found it pretty difficult at times to look after myself. But I think with the services available at ANU, there's a lot of opportunity for growth.
Now, we're going to spend a bit more time on this one. So does anyone else want to add? Yep.
Yeah, I chose this because it's actually really hard for me still now to keep the balance between work and my own time. So I'm still on the process of figuring it out, but I think there are a lot of like assistance or helps so that I can like take some time out of academics related stuff and be myself and try to find out who I really are as a person.
Also, we're just going to quickly welcome our 10th panelist.
I'm really sorry I got late.
No, it's okay. Do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, sorry. My name is Hari. I'm getting used to the fact people calling me Harry, so you can call me Harry. I'm a postgraduate student in my Masters of Finance, and I'm really glad that I came on time and glad to meet you all. I hope you are having fun.
Thanks, Harry. Okay, so we've had this. So we're
I love sneakers, just to tell you guys.
Okay. So this one's on the most challenging thing. So okay, does anyone else want to speak to the most challenging thing? Maybe over here. Yeah.
Okay, so who doesn't really want good grades? But being an international student, you have to do so many things. You have to make friends, you have to look after yourself. So yeah, getting good grades is a big struggle.
What I find challenging here is the fact that back home, the education system was completely different to what it is here. So it's only been like 2 months since I've been here. So learning how university education works is taking some time. So that is probably the reason why I chose this.
Yeah, definitely as well. Moving down to Canberra on your own and stuff, there's a lot of stuff to take care of. You got to worry about making money, you got to worry about feeding yourself and all that. And getting grades is sort of a challenge on top, but it's a really good place to be doing it. And especially coming from high school, ANU will push you a lot harder and a lot further than you've really been pushed before. So it definitely challenge you in ways you've not really been challenged before. So it's hard to keep up, but it's really valuable to keep up and see all of it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So basically the challenge is, it is a really good challenge to have a good grades. But I think the, education pattern of ANU is quite different from the other universities because it forces you to, brainstorm your ideas a little much better. Because we do have, thorough readings, we do have, what do we say, just, read and learn and then write, not experiment much. But when I came to ANU, the first thing they, teach us was to experiment and then to, use that in a practical life. So I'm getting it more used to the fact that it is not basically about what to learn, it's basically how to, you use and explore this in real life. So yeah, it's difficult, but it's, quite challenges you. Thank you.
No, thank you. Okay, so kind of off the back of that question, as an ANU student, I worry most about money, friends, or study. Wow, okay. All right, I'm going to start over here and we'll move over there. All right, do you want to start with this one? Or
Sure. Absolutely. I mean, I think a few of the other panelists raised before, balancing, let's say, friends and extracurriculars and a job is really major. And with all that going on, I constantly need to remind myself that uni is the reason why I'm here and uni is the priority. So study is probably something that I'm worrying most about all the time.
Actually, yes, as I said, that I'm really worried about my studies because I'm little studious, to be honest. But I am not much worried about my friends or money, to be honest, because I think friends, ANU helps you a lot to get your friends, They have continuously, regularly speed-filling events where you can meet people from different backgrounds, from different cultures, and from different, fields, so that you can just engage and have a good, bonding. Plus money. Yeah, financials are, a really big concern. But for that as well, ANU have a diversified panel for each and everything. For money, their basic necessities as food. They have a weekly pantry going on where they provide foods and, really good incentives to the education as well as other students. So if you are, in need of basic financial needs like food, cookies, you can go there, you can grab some items, you can have a fun talk. So yeah, basically I think money and friends are mostly covered by ANU Council. But study, yeah, let's study.
all right, let's talk about money. So who wants to start over here?
Yeah, so I'm from a low social or economic background. So coming to uni, money was always going to be a little bit harder for me compared to other people. So I've worked throughout my uni degree and I'm also eligible for Centrelink. So between those two things, I've had to support myself and, get through life, which gets, a little bit hard when you're balancing exams and other things, but you've still got to save money to eat and pay rent, essentially. So money will probably always be a bigger concern while I'm at uni.
Yeah, I think I chose money because obviously money is a very like personal, like kind of like you have to endure it alone, and it sometimes feels like that. And if it wasn't obviously for my friends, and like speaking to them and like understanding that there were like rent bursaries that I definitely did use, or grants, I use that as well. I think it doesn't have to be as daunting as you know, we make it out to be, but it's still something that's always like on the back of your mind, especially as a international student. Also, I don't know, garlic bread used to be at Domino's used to be $3, and now it's $4. I don't know. I tell this to everyone. That really got me.
So I think during high school and stuff, I was very used to making friends and studying, so I think that all followed through. Something I was not used to was living on my own and dealing with anything related to money. Personally, I don't get Centrelink, so I work a lot. So working a lot was something I was not used to, and so being thrown into that was definitely something I had to get used to, but am getting used to slowly.
I guess these were some great points. The only thing I wanted to add was that as an international student, it was kind of weird to do your own taxes for the first time. So I want to recommend the ANU Tax Clinic for anyone who doesn't know how to do that themselves.
Oh, such good recommendations, all of you. Okay. All right, I have another question for all of you. So, in your first year, did you use an ANU support service? So this can be mentoring, academic skills, we've talked about a few of them, well-being support, career advice. So we've got yes a lot, once or twice, or not at all over here. Okay. All right, I'm going to start. You've been the only one here. Right? We can go ahead.
So basically, I would say once, but I would say every services once in my own first week. I went to the community, I went to mentoring, I went to support, I went to not just because I really need advice, but it's just because the guides or the representatives ANU provide was much more not guiding us, but they were also helping us as a friend, to be honest, to give us that comfort that we international students especially crave for, like as a care. We do look for care, and all these services centers, the helps, the mentors, they provided me with that comfort. So yeah, I think I should go more for the comfort. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, sure. So the only service that I've used is mentoring. So basically all international students, if we want, we can get a mentor who would be a senior, and they would ask you your preference and what kind of mentor you need, probably someone from your own country or someone who speaks your own language. So it's very comforting to know you have someone here you can ask your questions to, so which is helpful.
Okay, this is a huge group over here. Who wants to start over here? Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in first year, I was a remote student in South Korea, and I was trying to like make a connection back to the ANU community, and I applied for a CEFWR mentor system and academic skills and a whole bunch of services that it was provided by ANU community. To be honest, that was the greatest thing that I ever done when I studied in South Korea, because I felt really like isolated because, I mean, unfortunately, I can't get to here. And I'm still a big fan of academic skills. I got appointment last week, this week, and then 2 weeks before. I mean, academic skills are like fantastic work. Whoever struggles with their essay skills, because ANU requires a high skill of essay writing. So if you think you were the first person, you are the one who needs that kind of support, I think academic skills is the first destination you should go.
Well, as a non-native English speaker and also someone who's writing their master's thesis, I've really been using the academic skills services a lot. They've helped me improve the language with which I'm writing my thesis and make it more academic. And also as a master's student, like it's really intense, so there's a high chance of burnout. And whenever I do, I've been to the ANU counseling services, and they've been great in providing support. So yeah.
So basically, ANU Engagement and Success Team runs this fabulous program, which is mentoring program. So being an international student, it's very difficult to settle down without any help. So these mentors actually helped me out, settle down, like from the basic to everything. They told me how to like find groceries, or maybe how to even start with like how to find a new number for yourself. And second services which I used was the career advice. Again, being an international student, it's not that easy to find jobs here. So we have very good team of career counselors. So I visited career counselors for even the slightest thing, whether it was cover letters or resume writing, and they were very patient with me. So yeah, we do have fabulous teams there.
Hey, yeah, so I live with a chronic condition, which means I use the ANU Medical Centre quite a bit in my first year, and also this year, and it's been really valuable to have that. It's really accessible, it's bulk build, so it's really cheap. And also living on campus and moving away from the home for the first time, we have a thing called senior residence when you're living on campus. So it'll be an older student who's been around for a while, who will be assigned to sort of check in on you on a regular basis and make sure you're doing okay. And just be sort of a big sibling for you, and it's really valuable having them, just sort of someone to come make sure I'm doing okay on a regular basis and come check on me. It was really helpful to have that, and also to ask for advice with things like where's the best place to get medical assistance and whatnot. I found a lot of the services on campus, so that's been really helpful.
So in my first year, there was a program for rural, regional, and remote students, run by students, but it was funded by one of the ANU's access and inclusion teams. And it was really great because coming from rural areas, as some of my other classmates will know, it seems like you're very alone because a lot of people come from Sydney or Melbourne or private schools like that. And it's really nice to find spaces where you're not alone, and you're never alone at the ANU, but sometimes you need reminding of that. That program doesn't exist anymore, but it got replaced by the ANU's First Year Experience program, which the lovely gentleman who introduced us runs. So yeah, it's super great because it focuses on people from different demographics that are underrepresented, so regional, low SES, refugee, and different ones like that. So it's really great.
Oh, thank you. It's so good to see that diversity of use of services. Okay, so we have 1 minute left, so I'm very, very going to do a rapid fire round. What is one strength you bring to the ANU? It can be a word even.
Optimism.
That's a great one. Okay, what else?
Regional pride.
Resilience.
Futuristic.
Optimism as well.
Enthusiastic engagement.
Curiosity.
Confidence.
Also confidence and just really knowing yourself and who you are.
Thank you so much. Seriously, all of you have so much experience and wisdom, and thank you for sharing so honestly today. I hope all of you were very enriched by this, and yeah, thank you.
And we have one last question just to finish off here. So if you can please tell us, where is the best coffee in Australia? Sydney, Canberra, or Darwin? As you can see, if you want the best coffee in Australia, come to Canberra. Thanks very much, everyone. We look forward to seeing you around.
We come from all across Australia and from all corners of the earth. We come because we are called to face the complex challenges of a changing world. We come seeking space to discover and to imagine a nation's future. We come to a global capital, to a hub of progress, to the heart of change. We come to meet each other and to meet tomorrow for tomorrow's sake. We come because we are called to define our futures at the meeting place.
Are you thinking about moving away from home to come to ANU? I did, and today I want to show you around so you can see why I love it so much. This is Canberra, the central hub of the uni, and it's a great place to grab a coffee on the way to a lecture. Now I want to show you the Ambush Gallery. They often put on exhibitions of student art here, and the exhibition opening nights are always a lot of fun. Now I'm going to show you along the residential halls of Daly Rose. Because I moved to Canberra from Queensland, I found it such a relief that ANU has an accommodation guarantee for all incoming first year students. Also, as you can see, there are so many great accommodation options to choose from. Hope you've enjoyed the tour today. Make sure you get online and apply now.
Do you want me to show you what a typical day at ANU looks like? Let's go. The best thing about ANU is the campus is everything you need. We've got a club line, which is an amazing gym. We've got the libraries and Student Central, which are great places if you need support. And most of all, we've got chart time. The class size is a really small here, which makes it so much easier to get one-to-one support. Well, there's a lights festival on tonight called Enlighten, so I reckon I'm going to head there. So I'll see you in a couple hours and I'll show you around. Hope you enjoyed the day. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you next year.
Hey, I'm Sammy and I'm a student at ANU, and I want to tell you why I moved to Melbourne to start uni and then moved back to go to ANU. Basically, I'm from Canberra, I grew up here, and I decided to move to Melbourne when I was 19 to start uni because I just wanted to change and to experience big city life.
But actually what I found was big city life was really overwhelming and really not a great environment for studying. And ultimately I decided to move back. When I decided to move back, the application process was actually super easy. I just applied like I usually would and used my marks from my last year in Melbourne.
There's so much to do here, like everything that you want to do in a big city you can do in Canberra, but everything here is just so much more accessible. I kind of wish that someone had just told me that earlier because Canberra's incredible and I kind of don't know why I left in the first place.
Do the winters get easier? No. Alright, let's do it. I'm Jack, I study PPE, I'm from Rockhampton, Queensland. What surprised you the most when you moved to Canberra? I would say like maybe how convenient everything is. Got kind of like a big city vibe, but in like a small city kind of layout. So it's easy to kind of get around everywhere. What was the hardest part about leaving home? It wasn't anything like homesickness or anything like that for me. I don't know, I mean, I really liked it. Do the winters get easier? Well, I'll tell you what, they were a lot easier when I was at college and we had heating in the rooms. They'd probably get easier because you're more prepared for them. That's probably the positive outtake here.
We come from all across Australia and from all corners of the earth. We come because we are called to face the complex challenges of a changing world. We come seeking space to discover and to imagine a nation's future. We come to a global capital, to a hub of progress, to the heart of change. We come to meet each other and to meet tomorrow for tomorrow's sake. We come because we are called to define our futures at the meeting place.